All right, we're live. Welcome to this uxColor UX Market Flow introduction and demonstration event. My name is Adam Kraft. I'm the marketing director with uxColor, and with me today is the CEO and inventor of uxColor technology, Chuck Daner. So I put a slide here up on the screen to briefly outline some of the information that we're going to cover today. And in the interest of getting straight to the information, I'm going to turn you right over to Chuck and let him start with an introduction of uxColor technology. Chuck?
Hi, welcome, and let me step through and I'll show you some stuff about uxColor. I'm going to go to a slide share and take you out to a... So now this is our website, and I want to introduce you to uxColor, and I want to use some tools on our Knowledge Center. This is our Knowledge Center, and we have here's a complete uxColor operator's guide, probably the fastest way to learn uxColor. Just go through this operator's guide. Images, everything is explained with the steps and the results. And we also have out here, you'll see, this is the catalog of our finance data for the UX Market Flow product. And let me show you our products. We have uxColor Custom, and that's where we link custom data. It could be public domain data or proprietary data. And we have our UX Market Flow product. We're going to use UX Market Flow today and data from the UX Market Flow. This is for finance industry, traders, investors, brokers, fund managers. uxColor Custom is for people who have their own proprietary data. If you are retail and you had 1,000 products and had daily sales data over 3 years, then uxColor Custom is for you. And with that, you'll see how we use it in the finance data, that you'll know trends and you can recognize patterns and you can take action for a product before things happen, and you can see how, say, advertising works and let you know. So also in our operator's guide, I want to show you how uxColor works. And this is a slideshow. I'm going to just step into this slideshow, and I'm going to stop it, and I want to step over to let's see, to this slide and stop it again. So this is a color mapping. Color mapping, there's a spectrum. Red is relative low, white mid-range, and green relative high, relative to, I think this is 83 data points. And so red in this map is mapped to the lowest, white mid-range, and the highest value is mapped green. This is in effect a heat map style of color mapping. You've seen this in finance. Let's step through the next slide. And here's the problem, and this is why we invented uxColor. We added a second line graph, and it's got a much higher scale. And this is what happens in a heat map, that the data skew loses all the information value. And if I step forward one more slide, this is how that same data mapped in a uxColor map. And this is why uxColor received a patent. We solved that problem of scale, and we solved that problem of how do you handle so much data. So I'm going to go back now. And so I'm going to bring up some uxColor maps now, and we'll talk about those. And this is the SP500. Let me minimize this. So this is a uxColor map. This particular map is out of the UX Market Flow products. It's the Standard & Poor's 500. Each row in this map is a stock, and each column is a end-of-day close, except for the far right where we have today's value. And you can update this during the day and monitor the market, and we'll come back and do that a little bit more. If I scroll up and down, I'm effectively looking at 500 line graphs. On this right side, you'll see this is an issues list. It sorts in the same order as the map and shows the values, and you can configure these columns and put different things in these columns. Let me show you. Dividend yield, PE, market cap, and the ticker symbol. And this is the interlace window. I want to explain the interlace window. This is a 1-year interlace window. And so it's September, the resort light you'll see come on, and it's just that I've changed the date. September 18th, 2013 to September 19th. Today's September 19th. That's 253 trading days in U.S. Stock market. And this is the current spectrum. Again, red is low, white mid-range, and green relative high. So stocks on the right that are hitting green are hitting new yearly highs. And there's a stock that might be hitting new yearly highs, 3M. And so you can scroll up and down. You can also take this window and you can move it back through time. So, for example, if I wanted to go back and look at the crash, here's the crash of 2008, 2009. Let me show you a little bit about how you can move this interlace window. So I have a 1-year interlace window. This is the historical data that's available to me. And I'm scrolling that window, just stepping through right now. And one of the things that uxColor lets you do is to go back and explore patterns in history. And our goal is to create a new knowledge source for you. And the more knowledge you have and the more knowledge you can review, the better your understanding of how the markets react. What I'm going to do is step forward. I can move that window. You saw me use this slide the band itself. I can also just move one point at a time. And so now I'm coming through the crash and what I want to watch. So the hover, this is October 27th, 28th, and so I'm just stepping into the crash. What I want to show is how you might use this to gain knowledge about, there's always cycles, and how do stocks come out of cycles, and that's what we're going to try to explore. And so here's the bottom of the crash. This must be March 6th, 7th, 2009. Wake that hover up. Yes? And so here's a stock that's coming out of the crash faster than everybody else, AutoZone, a counter-cyclical stock. And so when the economy and recession's happening, that people are buying less new cars and repairing their old cars, and AutoNation and AutoZone probably stock going up in value. One thing you can do, this is the right-click menu. These are all the menus, all the controls for uxColor are in this dashboard across the bottom, and you'll see me open multiple maps, and each map has its own dashboard and setting. And what I want to do is, so there's AutoZone. I want to see the stocks that, here's the right-click menu. I want to see other stocks that came out of that recession and out of that downturn. And so there's a sort option called target click. And I say, find me stocks like AutoZone. And it just did that. It sorted that. O'Reilly Automotive, as I said, counter-cyclical stocks. Family Dollar, Dollar Tree. And so that's all counter-cyclical stocks. Coming out of a recession, those stocks, or coming in a recession, those stocks and Family Dollar and low-dollar retail stores were the most price increased and came back the fastest. Let's go back and sort this by name. These are the sort options. And so you can move this window up and down. You can scroll back in time. And I want to show you a little bit about changing the interlace window. So this is a 1-year window. So suppose I want to understand trends in the stock market or trends in markets across the world. What I'll do is I'll take that 1-year window. I can set this to 3 years. And now these stocks on the right are showing that they're all at 3-year highs. If I want to find out who's not at 3-year highs, I use that sort by target click, find me, sort this map, and so now I see who's not at 3-year highs and who's coming back. This is just an odd stock. This is complicated mathematics, and so it's not necessarily perfect. And let's go back and sort by name. Go back to a 1-year window. So what I want to do is to show you how to look at trends. So this is a 1-year trend we're looking at, and a trend. When I say a trend or when I say a pattern, it has to have a time specified. So this is a 1-year pattern. Let's go look at the 1-quarter pattern. And what we see here is that there was a local bottom in this U.S. market. Look, let me get this up to the front time. I'm sorry. A local bottom was hit here. Get that hover waking up. August 5th, August 6th. Today is September 19th. And that local bottom is pretty much consistent across the market. And it looks like most of the stocks have come off of that local bottom and going up. If I really want to understand, has the market changed or what's the current trend, I'll go to a 1-month window. And this is really a pretty diffuse or heterogeneous market, not a strong pattern across this trend. And sometimes this can be a stock market that's looking for direction and can precede a big move. And let's go back just to show you what I mean by a strong pattern. So here's a market pattern that's fairly strong. You see how that's across all these 500 of these issues. Let me bring it back up today. And so that's how you can use UX Market Flow to understand trends in different time frames, and local trends and long trends. Let's see. So we've gone through the. Let me show you. Let me skip back to a 1-year. And one of the things on this list is vertical bands now are commonality in time. We saw that when we were looking at that 1 month. So this is a commonality in time. Vertical color bands are commonality in time. What I want to show you is I'm going to sort this by industry. Notice that this changed over here. You can maneuver this. So now, let me widen this out a little bit. So now horizontal bands are commonality within industry groups. Let's go down, and let's go down and look at some banks. There's commercial banks, and now I've got commercial banks at the top. So these are commercial banks, and I can see outliers against the trend of the industry. If I'm analyzing the industry and I'm looking for things that are not reacting like everybody else in an industry, there's one. Zions Bancorp is much different than the industry trend. Regional Financial also. So that's how you can use vertical color bands for commonality in time, horizontal bands, commonality within groups. So if you had, say, again, you're a retail operator, or if you're healthcare, if you have social media, and your groups are different than this industry group here, then you can see the outliers in members in a patient plan or a product within a product line. And so that's moving the window in time, studying patterns in history. I've gone over changing the interlace window width. We've looked at the different products. Let me go out and show you a little bit more about the finance data. And this is the UX Market Flow Pro product. And so we have commodities and futures, we have currency, cross-asset types, money in U.S. treasuries. We cover 15 different nations. We're going to go out and look at those in just a minute. ETFs, we're bringing on mutual funds. U.S. stocks, intraday data. We'll come back and we'll look at some of this intraday data. This is data, higher frequency data. This is 30-second data. Let's go down here, and we have penny stocks, and those are stocks priced between a penny and $3, and they are micro cap. And so let's go back right now, and let's go look at. We've seen the asset data, and we've seen monitoring data real time during the day. That's one of the things. What I'll do is I'll go out to the data menu. So I leave this SP500 open on my desktop. And during the day, I do this to it. I do update data. This is markets closed, but it'll work like this during the trading day. And it goes out, and we just got a new price. And then I come back here, and I sort by percentage change. Let's go see what the market did today. So Vertex is up. So if you want to know the change during the trading day for these 500 issues, you could do this with the Russell 3000. So Vertex, Rockwell was up 2.70% today. Amazon was up 1.96%. At the other end, I see that Cliffs Natural Resource lost 5.92%. Red Hat. And if I get right into the middle of this, I think this has been a little bit of a down day. Let's see. 500 issues, there's 250. So I think the SP500 was probably down about 0.20% today. So that's how you use uxColor to monitor real time. Now I want to show you, and that's how you calculate the change. I can move this back one day. If I want to see what's happened on September 17th, the sort light came on because I've just changed the time frame. And now I have the percentage change on the 17th. So if I want to go back, I can calculate the change at any point in time at the leading or the right-hand side of that interlace window. Now if I want to calculate the change over any period of time, I'm going to set this. There's a sort option called sort by span. That sorts the map and sorts the issues list based on the percentage change over the current interlace window. So this is a one-year interlace window. Let's move it up to today. And it's September 18th to September 19th. So how have stocks reacted over that 1 year? I just sort by span. Southwest Airlines is up 143% over this year. U.S. Steel up 114. Alcoa, Allergan, Micron Technology, a big hedge fund play in that stock, 83% this year. At the other end, Diamond Offshore's lost 42.6. Cliffs Natural Resources, Avon Products had a very rough year, down 39.48%. So that's the interlace window. And if I set this window to 1 quarter and I resort by the span, now I have the 1 quarter change. And so we see over the quarter, U.S. Steel is just soaring. And if I'm looking at this, there's 26. It jumped from $26, 27 to 33 in 1 day. And so you can also do this. One of the things that you might see is that, let's go back to sort by name, that I might guess that stocks that are moving, I'm going to go back just a few days. Let's go back to September 8th. Stocks that are moving today might move again tomorrow. And I can do that by going, I'm going to set the time from the right-click menu. I'm just going to turn my cursor into a crosshair. I'm going to click and hold down and just say that last 10 days, move to the right and release it. And now I'm out to September 9th. And now if I sort this by span, so now I have the stocks that have moved over that 9-day window from August 27th to September 9th. And Staples over that time was up 8.32%. Now, I want to know, suppose I took an interest in some of those stocks and took a position in those. How would they do over the next 5 or 6 days? And I can do it like this. I'm going to do the set time, even though there's data out here, even though we can't see it, and uxColor knows that data is there. I'm going to click here and go color time and set time. I'm going to just click on that last date. This is sort of a back test. I'm going to move out here and see how those issues did. And certainly, if I had taken position in Staples, I would have bought in at $12.44, and today I'm at $13. Big move. PVH, I wouldn't have made money on. I would have made money on probably 10 of those stocks at the top. So that's how you can calculate the change over any time period, and you can do some back testing. Oops, wrong thing. I wanted to target click. Let's go back to name. And so that's how you can calculate the change. I can go at any point in time. I can say right click, color time, set time. What's the change over that time period? Sort by span. And then I come out here and there's the change over that time period, and it's sorted the map by those stocks. I want to show you a little bit. The next thing on Adam's list is sort by, let's go back to name. Let's bring ourselves back up to today, a 1-year window. And there's a variety of sorts. These are the sort options, and the sorts vary by asset type. And these are U.S. equities, U.S. stock sorts, and the target click. If I want to find out what's the highest dividend yielding stock in the SP 500 based on today's price, I just sort by dividend yield. And now I have that. And that would be Windstream. And let me scroll over, or let's just bring this over to the front. And so Windstream at today's price would yield 8.87% as a dividend yield. Transocean, AT&T, 5.19%, a solid stock, a solid dividend play. And that's a little bit about sorting by dividend. I can do the same thing. You know, one of the questions is there a difference in stock price pattern by market cap? At the top is Apple. And so the SP 500, and there has been. Smaller cap, the higher cap stocks perform much better than the lower cap stocks. And you can even see it within the SP 500, which are all large cap stocks. So now I want to close. I'm going to go out and I want to look at some other data with you. And I'm going to go out and we're going to let's go look at some commodity data. And let me minimize this equity. These are commodity prices. One of our maps, sorted by name. I can sort this by type. So what am I learning? And what am I learning, and how fast can I learn it? I'm learning that commodity prices are down. This is probably, I think, 60 different commodity spot prices. And from corn, grains are down, gasoline's down, up is cattle and cattle feeders. I can go out and sort this by type. And now I see this is livestock, metals, heating oil, grains down, cocoa's up, coffee's up, cotton's down, milk's up. Where's gold? Let's see. I can go find gold for me. GOLD, there's gold. I just clicked highlight. There's gold. Gold prices are dropping. They're down. Gold back here on March 13th, gold was $13.72 an ounce, and now it's down to $12.25. Let's go look at some other asset types. Let's go look at currencies. Let me get that commodities map. These are currencies. We have currency pairs. I think we have about 520 pairs. Seychelles. How's the Russian ruble doing? It's losing ground, and it's been pretty much pummeled. Who else is? This is, as I said, 520. Who's this? Macedonian. How's the yen? The yen's losing value against a lot of the major currencies. So that's currency data. And we can also look at other countries. Here's the Chinese stock market. on a 1-year map. Pretty diffuse market, and some up, some down. How's it doing on a local basis? Let's go look at the 1-quarter window. Well, the quarter hasn't been too bad. How's the local trend? Let's move to a 1-month window. Starting to lose some ground. So this is a market that looks like it's the trend. This is a 1-month trend, and this is signaling a trend change. This trend on this Chinese market looks like it's heading down. And an interesting country to look at is India. Let me push this get this currency out of the way. India, largest election ever held in the world, was held in India. Biggest turnout, and was held April 17th to, I think the results were announced on May 19th. And Narendra Modi won, and his program is promote industry and commerce and make an India for all of its citizens. And I want to close with just showing you some higher frequency data. So this is U.S. stock market. This is the SP 100, and this is 30-second data. And so we're looking at the afternoon from 1:55 to 2:48. I can take that window back in time. I can watch the day unfold. I could look at the whole day and watch it unfold if I wanted to. How did it end? Market ended some issues up, some issues down. I want to show you a little bit more interesting intraday map. This is a Wednesday. This is Wednesday. Let's minimize this. This is Wednesday, and this is a Federal Open Market Committee announcement. And the committee announces at 2 o'clock. The announcement is released. And why this happened, you'll have to talk to some traders. But one thing I know that it does happen, because I've watched this happen before. I'm going to step into this. So now we're during the day. It's 1:57, and we're going to have an announcement by the Federal Reserve. And I think this announcement was to continue the stimulus plan. So the market's a little diffuse. Now I'm just stepping in 1:58, and all of a sudden 2 o'clock. The announcement comes out. And there's a big buying surge, and the market jumps. Just that 1 point, interesting. And now we have, this could be covering short positions. The market drops. Maybe people didn't expect the stimulus to continue. There's a lot of talk about easing. And now we're going to watch what happens. Now the market's digesting the news. And now we're heading up. And in fact, the rest of the afternoon is pretty much up across all the 100 issues. So Adam, that's about as much, patterns. We've done some target sorts. Let me bring the SP 500 back. And so this is the SP 500. You've seen me do this sort for a target pattern. You know, find me stocks like Apple. And I just answered that question. Lamb Research, find me stocks like Apple over a 1-year period. And it did that. And this is a sort based on a whatever the interlace window is. So it'll change as you change the time. And I can also sort for a particular pattern. Let me go back and sort this by name. And let's go into a 1-quarter window. And I'm going to go back a little bit. And you might find a head and shoulders pattern. You might say there it looks like a head and a couple of shoulders on that issue. Let's zoom it in. These are the zoom controls. Okay, there's a head, maybe a shoulder and a shoulder. Find me other, let's go line graph that. Let me bring that line graph in. These are our line graphs. To zoom in our line graph, you just click and hold down an outline. And now, well, there's the head and a couple of shoulders. And but the thing I wanted, the thing I wanted to show you is I can take this and then take that. I can say sort for other head and shoulder patterns across all 500 issues. I'm sorry, I'm back here, but that's okay. And now it did that. And now you see the heads and the shoulders. So if you identify a strong head and shoulders pattern and you're a trend trader and you want to trade on that and look for some reversals, then you can go out and once you find your pattern, sort for it across all 500 or the Russell 3000. Adam, that's pretty much what I wanted to cover, so I'm going to go back to you.
All right, Chuck, that was a great overview. I appreciate it. I just want to point out briefly to people the uxmarketflow.com here and uxColor over here. Either URL will take you to the UX Market Flow main page, and you've really thrown a lot of information out there. And on the page uxmarketflow.com or uxcolor.com, there is a wealth of information available where people can go kind of walk through this with slideshows, videos, and text presentations, and take a look. There's also the UX Market Tracker widget over there, so you can try out kind of a simplified version of it right there on the website. Um, you said at one point, how fast can you know something? And I think that's really what we're talking about here. uxColor and UX Market Flow technology is all about saving time, fast knowledge, and all of that comes down to making you money and giving you an edge in the marketplace with our UX Market Flow products. And that's what we're here to do. We'll help you in any way that we can. If you have questions, feel free to contact us. You can reach us through the website. We're available on social media if you want to send us a tweet at uxcolordata. So look forward to hearing from folks, and if you have any questions or content that you'd like us to cover in future presentations, please just reach out to us on the website and we'll make sure to get it covered for you. So that's all from me. Chuck, any last thoughts?
Well, one thing, if I've got the mic back, one thing I'd like to say is we can put anybody who has a lot of numbers. You know, big data to us is really big data. You know, we've worked with anything from ICE core data to point of sale scanner data. And so if you have data that you want to try in uxColor and our uxColor custom product, just let us know. We typically work with database tables that have hundreds of millions of rows, so it's simple for us to do, and we can work with your IT staff and get you to look at your data and see if we can help you and add value. Thanks, Adam. Thank you all.
All right, thanks everybody, and we'll see you next time.